All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back. We are about to go through some interesting stuff here because apparently Khabib was willing to fight GSP and he priced himself out. He asked for too much money, and Craig Jones talks about it. These the UFC Fight Pass guys apparently were working with Craig Jones to get GSP to get him a grappling opponent, which, by the way, it's possible that I know for 100% sure that Shanji Ribeiro would be down to fight him. So I know for like 100% sure that that's totally plausible. But anyway, so apparently Khabib was in the conversation and he asked for way too much money. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you guys the clip. We'll talk about that. And then also I'll show you guys what Sean O'Malley said about Sean Strickland, because apparently this Sean don't like that Sean. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because your name's Sean doesn't mean you get along with all the Seans. He don't like him, and he can't wait to see him get knocked out, which is, let's be honest, pretty highly probable in a fight against Israel Adesanya when he fought Alex Pereira, who is not quite as technical a striker as Israel Adesanya, and he starched Sean. So hopefully Sean is going in with a better plan than he did the first time. If they want to make it competitive. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. We're only 70 away from 119,000. And then we're very close to 120,000, which is a really serious milestone. And honestly, at the end of the day, it just really helps the channel. If you guys like videos and subscribe, I love you guys for it. Let's rock and roll. Let's take a look at this thing and then we'll go. Oh, wait, I don't even know if this is going on my main channel. So go follow my main channel or this one.
Craig Jones claims that Khabib Nurmagomedov priced himself out of a potential grappling match against George St. Pierre. He says Khabib asked for $5 million. Craig went on to say, I was with the UFC Fight Pass guys, and they were trying to ask me for opponents for GSP, for ideas, and I had no idea who would be suitable. They asked me in the moment, and I didn't know. I remember I said Khabib, and I think they said Khabib wanted $5 million to do the grappling match. I was like, whoa, obviously that's priced himself out there. Those guys would be cool to see. I'd love to train with those guys and feel what it's like,
$5 million. Dude, what? Why is that? Hey, Jesse, why is that so ridiculous? I mean, listen, dude, I watched a lot of Khabib's interview with Patrick David, which I thought was fantastic, by the way. Fantastic. I'm going to do a much longer video. As a matter of fact, I might do like an entire companion for that particular interview, because he said, there's just something about him, man, where he just is like, it's like, hey, Khabib, in the United States, we have 75 genders. How many do you guys have in Dagestan? It's just great to like watch him. He's like, listen, there's just something so ridiculously honest about that guy. Anyway, I love Khabib. But anyway, so we'll talk about that. But $5 million to do a grappling match is ludicrous, and I'll tell you exactly why. So when they do the fights on Fight Pass, right? Do you pay? Is it a pay-per-view? What? Is it a pay-per-view? No. So how do you watch it? Well, you have to have, the membership to Fight Pass. Right, which is how much? It's $9.99 a month. Okay, cool. Do you think that there's any way to make even remote financial sense to pay $5 million to anyone to fight on Fight Pass? No, not really. So why would he ask for $5 million? Maybe he just didn't want to fight. Maybe he just didn't want to fight. Because I think on the Fight Pass thing, it's like, it's just a grappling match. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a grappling match. So there's not a lot of risk there in terms of anything. So it's like, they're obviously not going to get paid that. Like, man, listen, I don't know for sure, but I could say pretty safely that Gordon Ryan is not making remotely close to, I mean, if he's making seven figures even for one match, that would be unbelievable to me, just because of the business model, How could they possibly justify that number, But anyway, I love Khabib. I hope he gets $100 million for everything that he does. Let's continue to the Sean and Sean thing.
Sean O'Malley says he can't wait to see Sean Strickland get knocked out by Israel Adesanya. Sean versus Izzy goes down at UFC 293 next month. O'Malley says he hopes Izzy quote-unquote puts him out pretty good. Sean also responded to Daniel Cormier saying that he looked more nervous for this fight than previous ones.
Sean Strickland versus... Dude, I can't wait for Sean Strickland to get knocked out.
Damn, he really does hate him. He really hates him. I don't know. Like, Sean Strickland, it's crazy how he is... I mean, look, there's no middle ground on that guy at all. You either love that guy or you hate that guy. And I mean, listen, there are a lot of conversations with a lot of public figures that are in the combat sports community. And let me just say, it's with them, it's the exact same, dude. He's got a big enough voice. Nobody wants it. So even guys that really don't like him, they're not going to say it publicly. But in text messages, they're like, this guy's a fuck him. You know? And then other guys are like, dude, I think he's hilarious. I might be the only guy who doesn't kind of fall into either of those camps, really. I found his performance on the Rogan podcast, like, really challenging to get through. Where it was like, geez, man, this is like... I think more than anything, it was like I could tell Rogan feels uncomfortable. So now I feel uncomfortable. But nonetheless, you know. I watched Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland's thing. I don't think two people could possibly have a more different personality, you know, or different personalities than the two of those guys, and they get along really well. And what that means to me is that Strickland must be a good dude, you know? Bottom line. Chris Curtis trains with them every day. Now, Chris Curtis, he's apparently really mad at me. I don't know why. I still don't know why. I don't know why. To the point where, like, I thought it was a joke. I seriously, like, I thought it was a fucking joke where I'm like, Chris Curtis is mad at me. Why? You know? Why? Because King David told me that, one of the Extreme Couture guys, and I was like, I don't understand. Why would Chris Curtis be mad at me? I literally hugged him after UFC 287 when he lost a split decision. I was like, damn, dude, that was an incredible performance. He knows who I am. I hugged him afterwards. And he's like, I think it's something that you said after the Jack Hermanson fight. And I do remember saying something, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But nonetheless, I still didn't believe it. So then I had Justin Jane, who's one of the wrestling coaches, UFC fighter, go out. He's an Extreme Couture guy. I was like, dude, go see if they're fucking with me or not, dude. He went over to ask Chris Curtis. He said, he's like the exact quote that he said was, fuck that guy. I'm like, what? Why, dude? And they asked him why. He said he doesn't remember or something. So Chris Curtis mad at me and he loves Sean Strickland. What the fuck, dude? There's no way I've ever said anything bad about Chris Curtis because Eric Nixick is the first guy to ever come on my channel. And so, dude, I'll never talk shit about any of Eric's guys. Out of principle, I am the most loyal person on earth. Eric came on my channel when I had like 5,000 subscribers. So anybody that's with him is fucking aces with me. I'll always root for him. So it's just impossible that I could have said anything that bad about Chris Curtis. He's mad as hell, and I don't know why. Anyway, so let's continue with Sean.
It's gonna be so sweet.
It is gonna be, and it's coming up fast.
I know. I hope Izzy puts him out pretty good. And this,
by the way, source up here in the far left, Bro Malley.
This is obviously their people's perspective. It wasn't just him. People said I looked nervous on the walkout, and they said that before I said and after the fight that I was more nervous this fight.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying. I have nothing to lie about. I've been completely honest. I wasn't during the walkout, during the fight day, during fight week. I wasn't nervous. The walkout, I was 100% not nervous. I completely,
Jesus.
I was fine. I was calm as I'm never as calm in any part of my life as I am fight day.
Must be fucking nice, dude. Must be nice. I don't know, like maybe that's like something that you learn or what. I am, Jesus. I mean, I'm just doing stupid little jiu-jitsu tournaments with zero stakes. And fuck me, on fight day, I literally don't want to be there. I love training. I love fighting. The day before, I go to sleep totally fine. The night before, I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, tomorrow. But then the day of, every single time, I'm like, fuck, dude. I wish I could just fast forward until this is over and just see how I did. And then as soon as the first match starts, it's gone. Like, as soon as the first match, literally instantaneously, they're like, fight. And I'm like, then I'm calm and fine. But the whole day, I can't even imagine what it must be like if you're you're walking out in front of 16,000 people and there's going to be 1 million people watching on pay-per-view and stealing it through streaming. I am envious of those guys, but that's probably why they're the best in the world.
Fight on that walkout, I am so calm, and I feel like you can see that, but some people said I looked nervous. And then at the post-fight, when I said, to be honest, I was more nervous for this fight, I'm talking 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out, 4 weeks out, when I was dealing with the rib injury and I was still trying to figure out how to navigate practices and stuff. That was when I was more nervous. The closer I got to the fight, I wasn't nervous. I will tell you, I get more nervous for the press conference than I do for the fight. Backstage, warming up, zero nerves.
And that's gonna.
Oh, dude. For the presser, I'd be like, let's fucking go, dude. Give me a microphone and tell me what to do. Or just turn me loose, I guess. Turn him loose. Turn him loose. Anyway, that's enough. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I love you guys. I wonder which channel I should put this on. I don't know.